Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Reddit Cheating Stories. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with the first story. Boyfriend cheats with a married friend while spouses sleep downstairs. So, I, 38F, have been with my partner, 37M, for 6 years. We're comfortable and enjoy each other's company a lot. We laugh a lot, do fun things, and are both working professionals. Last weekend, we invited a married couple who are friends of ours, 27F and 28M, to stay at our family's vacation house, which we usually rent on Airbnb. We see this couple frequently since we live in the same town. I cooked dinner for them, as I often do, and we all had a great time. Later in the evening, I got tired and went to bed around 11:30 p.m. The husband of the married couple went to bed after me. I woke up around 3 a.m. to get some water and found my boyfriend and the married wife sitting in the living room. When I asked what was going on, they said, nothing, and that they had finished watching the movie. I thought it was a bit strange but went back to bed. My boyfriend followed me shortly after. The next morning, the married couple made breakfast while I stripped the beds. I found my boyfriend's phone under his pillow and, on a whim, decided to check it, which I don't usually do. To my surprise, I found explicit close-up photos of my boyfriend and the married wife having sex on the unique rug in the living room. I immediately put two and two together and remembered the weird interaction I saw the night before. I went upstairs and confronted the two of them, but they both denied it. My boyfriend then went to get his phone, deleted the photos, and tried to convince me that they were from a Reddit thread. I left because I didn't want to escalate the situation. After taking a brisk walk to calm down, I confronted my boyfriend again, and he admitted to everything. Meanwhile, the married woman sent me a text message saying that she would never cheat on her husband and that my boyfriend must have undressed her while she was sleeping. I told her I would check the surveillance cameras, which confirmed what I had suspected, and also informed her that my boyfriend had confessed to everything. She didn't respond. I broke up with my boyfriend because what he did was unforgivable. I'm not sure what happened to the married couple. TLDR. I invited a couple for a vacation, but while we were sleeping downstairs, the wife cheated on her husband, and the boyfriend cheated on me. One of the rare stories here is about someone who took immediate action and retained her dignity and self-respect. I salute you, lady. You have achieved what takes many a long time to get there, myself included. That guy was a boss, and so was that woman. What her husband does is up to him, but you did the right thing. Well done. So, send the husband the video. He deserves and needs to know. Why should your relationship and you be the only ones who get ruined and hurt? Tell her husband. Forgot to mention that part. I did tell him. How did he respond? Blocked me. Oh, wow. He didn't care or didn't believe you. Wifey could have also gotten into his phone and blocked you, so I would also send it to his social media, email to make sure he actually did get the video, just saying. Definitely send it to all of his social media. I'm not sure, but he is aware. Maybe she got to his phone and blocked you. That's a bit strange. LMAO. What a loser, the husband, I mean. He probably gets off to it. Aside from being a cheater, your boyfriend is grotesquely stupid. Surveillance cameras. You had a spring cleaning. Good for you. Both wrongful parties should suffer consequences for betrayal. A breakup is a good thing for you. The other couple can do what they want. Great example of an affair fog. Surveillance cameras got you both caught. Boom. Bye. Story 2. Would you forgive sexting? My girlfriend, 31, and I, 31M, have been dating for around 7 years and have 2 kids under 3. About a month ago, I found 10 texts between her and another man on her phone after snooping. Basically, he was flirting with her and gassing her up while she sent 3 half-naked pictures and said things like, "That's all you get." I immediately confronted her, and she broke down and told me exactly what happened. Apparently, on her first night out since we've had kids, she ran into an old friend from high school at the bar briefly, about 10 minutes before he left, but they exchanged numbers to catch up. They texted throughout the night before she got to her parents' house, where she and this guy called each other and talked for 4 hours, and the night ended in those texts. She says she woke up hungover the next morning absolutely horrified with herself and blocked him immediately. I confirmed this before confronting her. She thought about telling me but didn't want to risk losing me and breaking up our family over this drunken mistake. She said she did this because it felt so good to be lusted after and gassed up by this guy, as she doesn't get that from me anymore. Sadly, this is true. Having kids has been stressful, and I've neglected our relationship a bit, giving all my attention to the kids. She has brought this up multiple times, but I didn't listen to her. I decided to give her a second chance, almost entirely because of the kids, but also because 50% of me did want us to work past this. I also promised to work on showing her the attention she needs. It's been a month now, but this act of betrayal is burning me hard, and I think about it daily. Some guy has raunchy pictures of my girlfriend on his phone, and I feel like a laughingstock guy she calls a boyfriend. Everything is fine as far as she knows, but I'm starting to question if I'll be able to move past this. Would you forgive your significant other? Why did she go to her parents? Where were your children? Yeah, what she did she will do again, but 7 years and 2 kids, and you just call it dating? I think I could talk to a therapist. Up. She needs to admit she messed up and take full responsibility for what she did. You can fix your mistakes in the relationship, but she cheated and needs to 100% own it and do the heavy lifting to make up for it and rebuild trust. You too should read this book. How to Help Your Spouse Heal from Your Affair. A compact manual for the unfaithful. She also needs therapy to address her insecurity and her need for other men's interest and affection. Realistically, a huge amount of trust was just thrown out the window. Not a lot of people would give her a second chance. I know if I were in your shoes and Misa did this to me, I might forgive them. But I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to trust them again, and that basically means the relationship is over anyway. Every time she goes out, you're going to wonder if she's lying about it. Every time you see her smiling at her phone, you're going to wonder if she's talking to anyone. You're going to start going through her phone more often to quell your anxiety, and then it's going to become a habit. She'll get upset about your lack of trust, and then you'll bring up the time she sexted someone, and it will start to be a recurring fight between you guys. It won't be pretty. Do yourself a favor, up, and save your heart. This is so accurate. Very similar situation to up with my wife. Caught it quite close to the most recent exchanges and confronted. Got very similar, I felt neglected, alcohol, I have issues, stuff. Similarly decided to try and work past it because kids. But like op it just doesn't shift, and it's because of exactly what you say here. Every time she's late from work, I wonder. Every time she closes her phone as I'm on the move, I wonder if it's coincidence. Every time a guy recurrently likes posts of hers or name comes up, I wonder. And it sucks because before D-Day, I was never like this. I had this blanket of trust, and I was good. Now I'm paranoid all the time, and I hate it. Literally at last call interventions on my side. Which are either going to equip me to heal properly or give me the guts to move on. Because I'm sick of feeling so damaged all the time and having had her actions undo who I was as a confident trusting person. I'm so sorry to hear about your situation, sad face. I really hope you can find some peace with your emotions. I don't think people realize how cheating can have such serious long-term effects. I'm sorry. I've reviewed your text and made corrections to the spelling, syntax, and grammar to improve its readability. I'm sorry. I've thought about this, and a few more things stood out. The main one is how you closed it. Everything is fine as far as she knows. Is that how she is behaving? Considering what she did and her attempt to hide it, that should not be her attitude. She should be bending over backwards every day to make sure you're okay, and you're not. It's not okay until you're okay. Others pointed out the other stuff, such as using alcohol as a cover. So, is she going to be sober now? You're working on what she said was the reason, which again is no reason to cheat, and admirable that you work to address complaints. Is she working on hers? Why her parents? Be sure with her. Your gut feeling isn't wrong, she is not trustworthy. All her stuff needs to be open for you to check on when you feel the need, such as GPS and burner phones. This isn't normal, but this is the price she has to pay to do her part to restore trust. She says she woke up hungover the next morning, absolutely horrified with herself. First, this is textbook cheater behavior, blaming it on the alcohol. He said the reason she did this was that it felt so good to be lusted after and gassed up by this guy, as she doesn't get that from me anymore. Not taking accountability is another classic textbook cheater behavior. When you have kids under the age of 3, guess what? They will take up most of your time unless you and she work as a team. Just because you give more attention to the kids doesn't give her the right to do what she did. Was it a mistake, or was it your fault? Which one is it? Because that's on her. She knew what she was doing. You will never be able to trust her again, and you will never be able to forgive her. Now that you made those promises, what did she promise in return? My best guess is nothing. You are working hard to keep this family together and save the relationship, and yet you are not the one who messed up and had an emotional affair. For me, I wouldn't let it slide that easily. In fact, I would start digging around to see what else she is hiding. But that's up to you to decide what you want to do. Yes, I could forgive, but she needs to do much more work. She must go to individual counseling to understand why she felt the need to cheat when something went wrong in the relationship. You don't cheat because you were unhappy. Cheating is not a choice under any circumstances. Next, you need to ask her to sleep in a separate room until you can gauge how she is doing in her therapy. As for the second text, here's the correction. The only way a relationship is going to work is if you start a new one from today forward. Lay out some boundaries, and if you were disrespected even for a second or she thinks she can have you as a plan B, she has another thing coming. Cheating is a choice, and she chose not to respect you. She also had the opportunity, and maybe it wasn't a coincidence that the guy ran into her. It seems suspicious. Child support sucks, trust me. Children need a mom and dad, preferably in the same house, but hey, if they won't respect you, there's something wrong with them. And don't ever let them blame you for their infidelity. You should probably get a DNA test on your kids just to make sure you're the dad. Thank you for watching the guys. If you liked it, please like and make sure to comment to tell us what you would have done in this situation. Also make sure to check the description box if you want to have better relationships or lose that extra weight you can't get rid of. And if you want some videos like this, make sure to check one of these. See you soon.